Hello everyone, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Unity of Command 2 Barbarossa, a new DLC pack coming out for Unity of Command 2 on April 21st. So just a couple of days away. This is a DLC pack which brings this turn-based war game to the Eastern Front in World War II. The campaign includes over 23 brand new scenarios with a bunch of new units focused on the German invasion of Russia in 1941 and to the Soviet counteroffensive against that invasion in the winter of 41-42. This is part number 2 of my first look at this game and kind of a sneak peek as well. Since the game still is a couple of days away from coming out. In the first part, we looked at the Army Group, or I guess Army Group Nord or Army Group North, the drive on Riga into the Baltic states, which would eventually lead to the drive on Leningrad for that Army Group. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the attack by Army Group Center, the primary German offensive instrument against the Russians, and the unit that would attempt, or the units that would attempt the drive on Moscow, and the first battle there with the drive on Minsk. With that being said, this was taken from a live stream on my Twitch channel, so I'm going to go ahead and jump back over to the live stream audio, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your thoughts below, and if you're interested in catching streams like these in the future, please click on the link in the description to my Twitch channel where you can join me over there. Army Group Center, our largest formation in the east, is at your disposal. The Soviets have been foolish enough to deploy a great deal of their forces within the Bielorsk Bulge. The mobile forces of Panzer Group 2 and 3 should converge behind the enemy concentration and then immediately drive east toward Minsk. Leave any pocketed enemies to your infantry. Under no circumstances should you waste tanks and mop up operations. Kick in the door, Commander. Obviously that's a reference to kicking in the door and the whole rotten structure will cave in or whatever. The thing, was it Hitler who said it famously? Okay, so the enemy does have fortresses here at Berzisk. We've got, it looks like 2 flying artillery units, so we can probably break this fortress up pretty quickly. Are there any fortresses in the north? Presumably. Is this supposed to be the Brest-Litovsk fortresses? So you can see Berzisk is a secondary objective. We're supposed to take it by turn 2. Gordno is a secondary objective by turn 3, Vilnius by turn 4, Pinsk by turn 8, Borisov by turn 8, and Boborusk by turn 8. We have 10 turns total. Meanwhile, the primary objectives are Bielorsk here to the west that we're supposed to take by turn 5, and Minsk by turn 6 over here to the east. So let's see here. We've got 2 panzer groups. We've got an armored spearhead here, which we could drive east along the railway at Gordno, take Gordno, drive north toward Vilnius, swing east toward Minsk. And then the southern army group near Brisk could attack here, drive east along the railway directly to Minsk, and that would leave everything in the middle surrounded. The one problem with that, and the game isn't telling you that, but the one problem with that is these pockets that the Germans made in the initial invasions were super porous, and the armor can race so much faster than the infantry that then just tens of thousands of troops can just basically move between you, and there's a very real likelihood they may move across the rail lines and cut our supplies, so it's a bit risky. With that being said, I mean, it's kind of probably what we've got to do. We've got a pretty good force here. We'll probably put a moderate amount of pressure up the rail line directly toward Bielorsk as well. We could just bypass Bielorsk altogether, drive toward Gorno and then east, and then use the infantry attacking frontally to drive toward Bielorsk. I'm guessing if we take Minsk, by the looks of it, if we take Minsk, that will cut all of their supplies for everybody to the south and west of Minsk, because all of their supplies are going to come on map via that railway. And then it wants us to push east to take these secondary objectives as well to kind of keep the momentum going. All right. Do we want to spend any prestige on any of these units? Most of these units look pretty well built up, with a good, healthy amount of artillery in these lead elements. Maybe give some of these motorized troops a little bit of of a perk here. I mean, pioneers are useful if we're attacking towns with armor, which we might be. Well, let's hang on to that prestige. And then the deployment phase. Oh, wait, we have trucks available, so let's see here. All these guys are currently in supply. We have one truck available. One of these border units isn't. But all but one of those units is in supply. All of these are at level 2 depots to help cross the border. I don't know why we're deploying these depots so far from the front. We should be putting them literally right on the border to maximize the reach once we cross. Another fun fact, the Germans apparently strapped fuel tanks to their tanks when they invaded to try and expand their range, which to me feels like bonkers crazy pants. Go ahead and strap fuel tanks to the top of your goddamn tanks. That seems just like a generally insane idea. Oh boys, we're going into combat. Don't worry, we've just got cans of petrol strapped to the top of our tanks. Nothing to worry about though. All right. They only get one rifle division as a reinforcement, which is nice. All right, so first things first, I'm going to try and take Brezhik right away. So we're going to do flying artillery on the fortress itself. Break that. We didn't break the fortress? Oh, God. I hate to have to use 2, but we've got to break it. The fortress still isn't in ruins, you say? Well, balls. All right, let's do this. Let's cross the river with our armor here. Try and drive this enemy armor back. All right, there. We pushed into ruins there. So we'll take the objective. We'll get an extra truck, which will be nice. We need a 0 to 5 to finish off those guys and overrun them. Get another attack in. 0 to 2 against this armor. Get another overrun. 0 to 2 on the armor to the north. And drive them back. So we took that secondary objective turn 1. Swing across the border here, 0 to 5 overrun, 0 to 2 breach. Okay, what do these guys have? They've got 18-centimeter mortars? Heavy artillery, basically? Go take those prisoners. Well, the good news is we're across the river. Those mechanized troops there. Everybody in this little pocket should be in supply. So that is a very nice breakthrough here. A very nice breakthrough. We should be able to push pretty hard and fast to the east. I don't want to attack these guys though. They're dug in marshland. I'm not sure what to do with the armor and mechanized troops back here quite yet. Two, pushing back. Okay. There's going to be, I think, a strong counterattack against our troops driving east here toward Vilasat, so we're going to go ahead and bomb these guys. I think I'm going to send at least one armored unit across the river there to push in the center. I think this mechanized force will drive east toward Minsk. And these guys will push toward the center. Breach in. Nice. Okay, so we cleared these bridges also without the enemy destroying them. Let's pull one extra air unit here. Well, maybe we should save it for our next. Let's pull a truck, an extra truck for supplies. All right, enemy cavalry at Lomza, I'm gonna kind of ignore. Okay. All right, what's the supply situation now? So we could use an extra truck down here. Can we just dump it on this depot? Will that cover them? It will. So that's nice. That'll support my drive east. A position of strength. Also, we have two sort of precision bombing airstrikes, which we can use to either reduce enemy depots or destroy enemy bridges. The bridges would slow my advance, so while we could in theory cut these two rail lines, one, they'd have more rail lines coming in, but also I don't know that I'm ever going to want to blow any bridges, at least initially in this attack. So I think what we'll do is instead we'll go after their depots to hurt their supply situation. These guys are out of headquarters, so I can't even use their mortars. That's lame. 0-2 breach. 0-4 overrun. Overrun and breach. Destroy those border troops. That enemy armor's doing us some hurt. But we'll take their depot here and drive east across the river. All right, so we've got an armored spearhead driving east. We've taken Aledius. We've also driven back one of the enemy armored divisions here. Are these T-34s or what are these? Yeah, T-3476. They've got a specialty unit of T-3476 attached to this division, which is why they're fighting so effectively here. But we are across this river here, which will allow us to drive on Vilnius. Do you have any idea what the enemy has back here? Nothing there. We do have a bunch of troops near around Grodino. All right, thank goodness the mortar troops there actually didn't get hurt very badly. At all, they didn't even get destroyed. So we did take some casualties on that breaching this border here. I'm gonna need to use these infantry here and here to shield against an enemy advance, and then I'll push my own armor northeast, maybe down this road. There's a whole bunch of enemy armor though. So we're kind of advancing in two pincers. We've got sort of an armored spearhead advancing east, because if we can take Vilnius and then drive east, we can get to Minsk, and that'll be great. Although the supply situation will be challenging. And then we're also making another thrust here on Grodino to shore up that flank of this armored group moving east, while also cutting one of the rail lines into Bialystok. Is that everything? Did we move everything that I want to move anyway? I think we did. Let's move this headquarters unit a little bit further forward. Well, maybe not. I guess we'll keep him here for the time being. Yeah. Okay. Oh, actually, this group we're gonna move. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for this first turn. The good news is everything we destroy, the enemy doesn't get any reserves. I'm assuming they have a ton of troops on this map. It's a huge map. But at least they don't really get much in the way of reserves, just a single infantry division. Well, strong enemy counterattack with those T-76s out of Grodino, also near Bialystok. But as long as the enemy attacks are on infantry, I'm not too worried. Although I suppose if they drive us completely back across the river, I'd be concerned just because maybe they'd blow some of those bridges. Pretty strong armored counterattacks west of Bialystok, but they don't actually advance, which is nice. And they only really hurt infantry. Okay. 0-3 overrun. Destroy that enemy infantry. Finish off that enemy armored unit. Secure our flank. Now they've got a lot of armor in this pocket. God, I lost the engineers there. Damn it. Should have done the set piece attack first. Trying to destroy as much of this enemy armor as I can with my infantry. Okay, those guys are cut off for another turn. Okay. This is going to be a huge pocket. We can cut it. Those enemy troops are in a fortress town. Well, I reduced their fortifications, but I still took pretty heavy losses there. I lost the engineer unit, which sucks. I'll take those casualties just to try and weaken them a bit. There we go. Drove them out of the town. Get to cross and take the bridge, or take the town. And now they can't destroy the bridge. Yes, we got that secondary. Took a bit of a bloodletting on our infantry side, but we got there. Assuming we can hold from enemy counterattack. Which is a concern. So I'm going to move these mechanized troops to block that counterattack. Infantry attack south to guard the flank. Let's recon Sevastopol. Strong enemy formations there. Give them some emergency supplies. Okay. Let's pull an extra supply truck into this operation. Increase that depot size to push supplies forward here. We're getting a little bit overextended, I feel like. It's historically accurate. In the north, anyway. We'll see if the enemy counterattacks out of Vilnius. They've got 2 armored units there. Well, it looks like maybe 1 mechanized unit, 1 armored unit, and 3 infantry divisions. Trying to drive that enemy armor back. Finally managed to do it. Took a fair bit of infantry casualties here, but we're advancing on Bialystok. We did get some intel. It looks like we can see, I don't know if we can see all the enemy units on the map, but we can see a lot of them. So we got 2 armored units in our front on the way to Pinsk. I do want to get on the other side of this bridge. Leapfrogging our armor forward. We're a little bit, we've got a bit of a weak flank here if there's any enemy units that can race down through here, but it doesn't look like there's anything in these forests. I suppose this motorized division could race east to try and cut our rail supply line. That is, I guess, possible. Let's move our armored corps forward here. Army Group Midda will stay there. Although I kind of would like to shift them a little bit to the north just to try and get some of this other... It doesn't really change things though, so we'll leave them there to try and regroup some of their command points. Panzer Group 3, shift them east again to keep this attack under logistical support. One enemy depot there, one here. I want at least 2 enemy depots if I'm going to bomb anything, so we'll hold off there. And I think that does it for this turn. All right. Well, these guys will be cut off for 2 turns. Same for these troops, unless they withdraw. Our supply situation is okay north, in the center, and on the right. So far we're maintaining our supply lines. We'll go ahead and end this turn, move to turn number 3, and see how things pan out here. Enemy armor's counterattacking some of our infantry there, doing some pretty heavy casualties there. Jesus. And they did cut our rail line. Just like I thought. Not the unit I thought would do it, but they did move some armor in to cut our rail for the drive on Minsk in the south. They also shifting some troops to face the advance on Bialystok while also fortifying the position in front of it. Good news is whatever this enemy unit has is they look like they're primarily weak. It's a weak light division. So I think we'll just move the infantry back here to attack it, clear the rail line. And we destroyed the division with our infantry. Eat it. All right. So these guys will be back in supply next turn. Meanwhile, they're not really reduced in their effectiveness all that much this turn. Let's see if there's enemy troops still on the flank near Pinsk. It's like 1. I don't plan to take Pinsk with just the 45th Infantry Division here, but I gotta guard the flank against those enemy troops. Those infantry units will attack. Mainly, I just don't want to wait for these guys to run out of supply. So I'll take the casualties to eliminate them as a nuisance. So we cleared that river line in the south. Run this enemy armor here. Get overruns on both those enemy infantry units here. Attack and overrun that armored division. Give me another attack here. Anytime I'm getting those, 0 to 2 odds, take him. We'll finish off that armored division. I didn't get the overrun, damn. These guys can't move. Probably won't be able to. Well, let's do this. All right, so I took the bridge near Slonium. They may blow the bridge down here. So I'm at least across one bridge. But the rail supply line here is in jeopardy. We'll move down here to clear that of enemy infantry. All right, so we flanked them out of Barnovici. That sounds way more Italian than Russian the way I said that, but I'm not sure. I think they'll probably still destroy this bridge. Does the game ever take weather into account, Professor? I'm not sure actually if weather plays a factor in this game. I would think it does, but I'm trying to think there might be like individual scenario rules that do. I'm not sure, honestly. All right, we got a 0 to 2 overrun of that armor. Those guys are dug in. The question becomes, how do I break through and take Bielatosk by turn 5? It's turn 3 right now. Let's hit this armor. To overrun, which is nice, so we should be able to clear the southern side of this river. All right, with that being said, this battle was a little bit on the longer side. It was about an hour and 10 minutes, and it's a little long for one video, so I'm going to go ahead and jump in here. This is the closest thing I could find to a pause in the stream, so I'm going to go ahead and jump in here and wrap this one up. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, and we'll pick this up exactly where we left off last time. Everything that I'm talking over right now, you'll see again. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer once again saying thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'm out.